Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time of the day you're watching this video. Hi, this is Digan Purani welcoming you in a completely new avatar on our YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about Statement of Purpose Demystified. That's SOP Demystified just for you guys. Let's see, why do B schools ask for SOPs? Resumes never cover everything about you. ये तो इतना मेहनत से बनाया था, still it doesn't cover everything. They want to gauge the clarity of thoughts in your writing. How clear you are about the purpose of doing an MBA. Be prepared as they want to dig deep into your personality. And certainly not the least, to verify if the achievements and aspirations are justified for you to become an MBA. Okay, so let's see what a B school looks for in a candidate. The aha moment, aka the wow factor. Do you really have it in you? Why are you even applying for an MBA? What are your experiences and how are they in alignment with where you want to go? What sets you apart from a typically stereotyped student? What are you going to do with the degree? Will you be making the best out of it? And certainly they want to know, last but not the least, why this particular B school? Now allow me to walk you through the SOP framework. It's a narrative about yourself, about the incipient stages of your learning, about your personal history, about your family background and values. All in all, consistency in your character. A summary of your academic excellence, co-curricular, extracurricular, hobbies, achievements. The best foot should be put forward which showcases your extravaganza. You have to highlight your professional background, be it internship or work experience or family business, which eventually is in alignment with the purpose of doing an MBA. Now that's a question that you would be wondering since quite some time. Just align it with your best past and your aspirations such that MBA becomes the obvious choice. You should obviously mention the game changer of your life, your strength, one of your weaknesses, any past incident that completely changed the way you think and brought about a new perspective of your life. So now let's take a look at some sample SOPs. Also, let's observe some of the mistakes as well as some brilliantly written SOPs. Let me call upon a volunteer to read the statements and then together we'll analyze if they are the good ones, the bad ones or the ugly ones. So let's welcome Piri. Hey Piri.
Hello DP sir.
Okay Piri, let's read the first statement.
Tough times never last, but tough people do. The above quote has been guiding principle of my life.
So let me tell you, that's exactly how you do not start your SOP with. Such a statement is as cliched as anything. It just doesn't add any value to it. So do not start with a quote. Lesson number 1. Okay Piri, the second statement.
I am applying to the Master of Business Administration program in your college because I believe my management skills will blossom at your program since it is a place where I will be challenged and I can hone my management skills.
So I'll tell you what's wrong with this one. It's actually stating the obvious. You are sitting for a B school interview, you are sitting for an MBA interview. Obviously your management skills are going to get improved, they are going to get honed and you are going to get challenged on management skills. Do not do that. Let's get the third one, Piri. This is going to be interesting.
Although my long-term goal is to start my own business, but my short-term goal is to be a part of top management team in large company which will give me some experiences and these experiences will help me to achieve my long-term goal.
Prima facie, this statement appears to be decent enough. But let me tell you, this is bland. As bland as a tofu. You are just circumventing and beating around the bush. Who doesn't want to get into top management who is aspiring for an MBA? I believe that's everybody, right? There is nothing measurable in the statement. You are not saying after how many years you want to achieve that goal. Also, goals should never be positional, like a CEO, CTO, manager. Goals should be functional. In which domain, in which area of business you want to get into. Here you are not also justifying your long-term goal with the help of your past experiences. So this is completely vague and just another copy-pasted statement. Okay, Piri, give us the fourth statement.
One of the instances when I realized I need MBA was when I tried my hand at selling my DIY projects. I sold handmade phone covers, canvases and t-shirts to my friends, but wasn't able to turn it into a successful venture. I realized the need for technical, analytical and interpersonal skills to be a successful entrepreneur.
Now that's a decent statement. After a couple of mistakes, I believe you are now on the right track. So, what is good about this particular statement is that you are justifying with a very decent past example. However, I would really want you to be careful about the fact that you will be asked follow-up questions on this. Basically, what was your target market? What was your customer segment? How much revenue you made? Where else you could have done? Let's say, why did you not try at Amazon or something? So try to be ready for a lot of follow-up questions regarding the business side of the entire venture. Also to try to find out what went wrong and how you could have done it in a better way. Okay, Piri, give us the fifth statement. Now mind you guys, this is going to be a bit lengthy one spread across 3 parts. So read and listen to this particular SOP very carefully.
Atmosphere. My parents ensured I maintained the right balance between my academics and extracurricular activities, molding my overall personality in a holistic manner. Growing up in Gujarat, I observed a thriving business culture around me, evoking a strong passion to emerge as a successful leader one day. My active interests in Kathak and swimming have enabled me to physically and emotionally mature over the years. While swimming built a sense of easy adaptability and competitive spirit in me, Kathak taught me the fine art of non-verbal communication. These traits have shaped my overall demeanor, evolving me into a confident and spirited individual. Growing up, I gauged chartered accountancy to be the first step in fulfilling my long-term vision of emerging as a corporate leader. This drove me to clear all my levels of CA in the first attempt. Working for Deloitte further enhanced my knowledge base, as I catered to a client base belonging to a diversified set of industries such as oil and natural gas, metals, food and beverages, and fertilizers and pesticides among others. I believe carrying out the audit proceeding for the IPO and conducting the statutory audit of an SEC registered entity in USA widened my industry exposure and were my career highlights. Though my background and work experience gave me a strong foundation in accounts and finance, I often felt that my potential was never augmented to the optimum. Despite of being technically sound, as a CA I would often hit the glass ceiling in terms of strategic decision making. A rigorous managerial training program in finance from your reputed institute's esteemed faculty and diverse peer group will broaden my perspective and understanding of business operations to emerge as a successful leader.
Well done, Piri, that's very well articulated. In the first paragraph, you have nicely tried to broken the stereotype. Despite the fact that you probably do not have anything great, yet your liberal as well as disciplined upbringing tells the panel that you have one of the most important ingredients, that's discipline, which is essential in a B school. Also, along with that, being liberal, you are saying that you think in a different way. And you have definitely taken a lot of decisions in past on your own. Amazing. Here you are letting them know about your excellence in sports and dance and how it helped you to build adaptability and competitive spirits. Both key factors for growth along with lots of confidence. And in the third part, you are summarizing your work experience with requisite details and how it helped you to widen your horizons. And you hit the last nail in the coffin when you connect it with your goals, which you plan to achieve via MBA, and that too in a functional way and not a positional way. Now I want you to go through a few good sample SOPs and SOP statements and connect the dots. Try to read and connect it with all the learnings that you have achieved till now. I'm sure we have learned a lot today and successfully demystified SOPs. It's time for a quick summary in terms of some do's and don'ts regarding language, grammar, sanitation checks, and verbiage. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. This is Digant Purani.
And Piri. Signing off for today. And wishing you all the best.
Don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel for more such videos. And do let us know what next you would like to see. All the best. Take care and stay safe.